Hello the internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and today we're gonna be talking a little bit about Lancelot, the newest girl on Lost Sword. As you can see, she looks fantastic just by looks alone. I will say get the copy and her card also looks pretty good. So let's talk a little bit about her placement on the tier list, why she's good, where she's lacking right now, what situation she's best used in, how to build her, and everything else in between. As usual, before we start, leave a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel, and also thank you to all my patrons here and in coffee, links in the description if you want to join them. Love you all bossos. So let's start with her skills and then we'll go into the tier list, how to build her, etc. Her skills are pretty simple. The first one, it's a passive you can completely ignore. This passive increases the potency of the equipment main stat by 120% up to item level 999. This is not these stats right here. These are unique stats. This does not count. Is this passive right here? This flat stat, melee attack, defense, HP and attack, HP and defense. So it's a decent passive as we keep getting higher and higher and higher item levels with higher bases. But for now, it's not an amazing thing to have. Still, it's good. It's extra stats for free, basically. Her second passive is where things get interesting. So her ultimate has a really long ass cooldown at 37 seconds. But this passive will make it so every time you do a basic attack or you cast the active skill, it's gonna be reduced by 1 second. Pretty nice. You will also be getting, on the same condition, basic attacks or active skill, 1 stack of critical hit chance, increasing it by 0.45%, having up to 20 stacks that cannot be removed. So this stack will be there forever. It will take a little bit of time to ramp up because she is a slow girl, but it's good to get crit hit chance because remember that we are moving more into crit damage rather than pure attack builds now. So that's pretty simple. Then her active skill will be dealing damage equal to 20% of her HP, recovering HP by 15%, and also increasing the damage of your ultimate by 25%, and this cannot be removed. This is a self buff that cannot be removed. There's a cooldown of 10 seconds for this active skill, which is pretty nice. Important also, this is one of the first characters that is scaling finally with HP. As you can see, mine have 639,000, but some people are getting her to 1 million, 2 million. Of course, this is going to depend on dupes, nothing else, because right now, mine has triple HP, has really good gear, you'll see in a second, and her own card with an extra 60%. And with all of that, it's only 639k. So you will need more dupes if you want to get past 1 million and close to that 2 million. Also, the pets will play a huge role. So that's her active skill. And then lastly, her ultimate, it's pretty not similar to Tiamat, but works on a similar way. So inflicts damage equal to 132% of HP. It will alter the remaining cooldown of the active skill to 1 second, and it will be switching places with your active skill, meaning you will be spamming your ultimate rather than your active. It will be switching places. Also, it will be a lot of a shorter cooldown because you are having this passive right here, recovering 1 second every time you do a basic attack or an active skill. So she is a pure DPS that scales with HP. A pretty good kit, and also if I forget, she also has lifesteal on her own ultimate. So she can sustain herself pretty well, and Korean people are actually using her as one of the front lines right now, as you can see on this team composition, to push Hell mode on like really big deficits, but this is mostly for Wells. As you can see, this is all core 7 characters, right? But still, that's how they're using her right now. This is a team that only Wells can really take advantage of. And even for normal and hard, you can use it as your main frontline with someone else like Galahad or even like Erin if she has that of HP, and you will be able to push content pretty comfortable. That's it about the skills. Let's talk about the card, because also of course it's gonna be giving her more HP, ignore damage reduction, and a permanent buff of 60% increased critical damage. So it's a really good card in my opinion that is fantastic for her and future characters that will be scaling with HP. I would grab 1 copy 100% if you can for both the copy and the character, so 2 copies in total. When it comes to the equipment, it's going to be a mix of HP, crit, and attack. When it comes to the rune, if you can get at least 3 HP, it would be fantastic. You don't need critical damage in here since you're getting a 30% already on the refinement, but it's also good. When it comes to the ring, of course, at least 3 HP if you can, and then refine it, and this is priority for her because you get another 30% HP. When it comes to her chest, it is mostly critical resistance. There is no chest piece with HP as far as I know, so just get something with good critical rest like the gold armor. Crit resistance increase basically means that she will not be getting one-shot by enemies, because at higher CP deficits, when the enemies are above 30-40 levels above you, they will hit really hard. The crits are constant for you, so this will help you survive. And when it comes to the weapon, anything good with crit, with critical damage and attack. Mine is double crit, double attack. It's not amazing because it's only 3 stats, not 4, but still it's pretty good. When it comes to specialties, this is where it gets a little bit tricky because I'm running triple HP, but you are better off running attack unless you have 3 pets with HP at high tier. So for example, if I go to who is high HP here, guys? Eva? Yeah, if you have pets like Eva with the main stat big HP at least 3-4 dupes, 3 of them, then you can run specialties around HP, but no one else benefits from this. So this is not really good because the only characters that right now can take advantage of that are Lancelot and of course Erin. That's why this character is kind of more for Wells right now, who can afford to build those teams, and also for the new game mode, so you can have your second team built around that if you, of course. So in that regard, I will say it's better for the specialties to be a mix of attack and HP, and then be switching them depending on what type of content you are. So with all that in mind, for now, I am putting her on T1. And the reason is pretty simple, by the way. She also has the investment flag because she needs dupes and proper investment in order to work. The reason she's T1 and not T0, even though her damage is compared to my Lisa Core 4, is because we don't have good melee buffers. So I cannot say she's current meta, when in reality she's gonna be used by Wells or in specific situations where you need another character to soak damage, right? She's a fantastic character, but melee units like Lancelot and even like Lua, one of my strongest DPSs, cannot be T0 until we get something like this for melee units. She's doing 250% increase to wizards and archers, so that's huge, right? But melee characters, aka knights, don't have anything like this. So that's why right now the meta will remain for most people to still run Galahad with Lisa and Tiamat, right? So that said, she will be starting at T1. I think she can be T0, just like Lua, but for now they will stay there. That said, I think that's gonna be it for this video. There is not a lot more to talk about, honestly. I need to test a couple more characters that have been buffed recently, mostly Guinevere, Joan of Arc, and I need to retest as well Catherine, even though she's not looking really good. That said, there is also a banner for her pet and for Catherine. You can ignore the Catherine banner in my opinion. The Catherine pet is pretty good. It's a permanent critical damage buff, so as a main pet, this is nice. Lancelot pet is not the main pet. It's a good pet for Lancelot, of course, but not main pet. It's gonna be sitting down in the back, because this is just like a basic skill doing damage, which is pretty trash in my opinion. So I will say if you can grab both, of course do it, but priority for Lancelot and for Phoenix, not even for the Catherine pet. But get a couple copies of Lancelot if you can, at least for the card. I would recommend going for Core 3, but all jumping aside, is gonna be for this video. As usual, love you all bastards. I'm gonna start making more videos on Lost Sword until the game comes out, like I was saying earlier. So any questions you guys might have or doubts about the game, leave a comment and I will be answering them or making videos. Love you all boys, we'll be live later, so come by, say hello, have a great day. Good luck with your pool dinner dates, I'll see you in the next one.